Alright, what's up guys? So I asked you guys on Instagram what you wanted to see for the next video, and a lot of people wanted to see how to start a clothing line with no money up front. So basically that's what I'm here today. I'm gonna jump on my computer and show you guys how to start a clothing line with absolutely no money up front. Alright, what's up guys? So today I'm going to show you how to start a clothing line with no money. In this video we're going to go over a handful of things. First one being coming up with a name within a niche. So we're going to go over that. Then we're going to go over owning all your online real estate. So what I mean by that is your social media accounts and your domain name. Next we're going to go over designs. So are you going to create your own designs, or are you going to pay someone to create designs for you? I'm going to show you how you can pay someone to make pretty cheap and really good designs. Next we're going to go over Shopify Startup. So Shopify Startup. So that's Shopify is the platform that you build your website on and create your whole store on. So you basically your customer, when they buy from your website and your product gets shipped to them, it's through Shopify. So Shopify is basically just the website builder. Next, I'm going to go over Printful, which is an app within Shopify. So in Shopify, you can have similar to Google Chrome plugins. You can have little plugins or apps, as they're called, in Shopify. So Printful is an app that allows you to print on demand and basically ship to your customer all automatically. So orders will be fulfilled automatically through the Printful, and you don't have to hold any inventory. Hence the reason why this is starting a clothing line with no money up front, because you really do not need money up front to start this clothing line. It's a traditional style clothing line would be, to get inventory maybe from your local screen printer or wholesale from China or somewhere else. But that requires obviously upfront money, because you have to buy those shirts. And at that point, there's even no guarantee that anyone will buy your shirts unless you have already created an emotional attachment through social media to the brand. So definitely with Printful, going this route to start your clothing line, if it doesn't work out for you, you lose little to no money at all, which is great. And then after that, we're just going to go over how to create an emotional attachment through social media and how to brand yourself. So coming up with a name and inside of a niche. So it's really important to have your brand within a niche, or within like a certain industry. So don't just create a brand that really has no meaning to it. I've seen a lot of people create clothing lines where they're kind of just whack and they're random and they don't really, it's hard to create that emotional attachment, right? So you want to be able to create a brand that has a target audience. That's how you know that your brand can be somewhat successful, if you actually have an audience that would want to represent your brand. So let's say you're in the fitness industry and you want to go into the fitness niche, and you come up with a name, let's say Gym Rat Republic or something like that. That people that are into fitness and into working out may have interest in your brand. So that's what I mean by coming up with a name within a niche. So in our case, with this whole store that we're going to build, or that I'm going to build and walk you guys through, I'm going to do it on a brand that represents anarchy and represents revolting against society, that kind of stuff. Don't ask why. It just kind of just came to do that, and I already had a domain name lying around that fit it, so that's what I'm going with. My brand's going to represent revolting against society, just being different in general. So I know that my target audience would be, people that are into that kind of stuff. And I could target them through different tactics that I'm going to show you also. So same thing with fitness. I'll show you how to target people in fitness industry, or whatever industry you want to go into. Pretty much this process for it is the same for every niche. You just have to really know your niche. So if you choose anything other than what I'm going to show you, which you probably might, you have to really know your niche, know your competition. That way it'll be a lot easier for you to work things out. So coming up with a name and a niche, what you want to do to basically check out if your name is available is this website called namecheck.com. So that's name and then chk.com. all these links that I mentioned in this video will be in the video description, so don't even worry, it's all down there. But a name check is really cool because it allows you to see if a name is available on every single platform in terms of social media and domains. So let's say the fitness one we said was Gym Rat Republic, right? So let's Gym Rat Republic and hit enter. And as you can see, Gym Rat Republic, everything is available. So the .com is available. Excuse me. The Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Google Plus. These guys are the main ones we're going to go with. Instagram is the big one. Facebook is going to kind of complement our Instagram because we can create a Facebook business account. And then Google Plus is going to help us. We're going to have to create a email for this brand. I recommend choosing Google. Gmail. So, and then Google Plus will help us to rank better in terms of SEO and in search engine. And Twitter, I'm not going to go too much into Twitter. I don't use it that much. If you know how to use it, then go ahead and grab the handle. Even if you don't really know how to use it, I recommend just grabbing the handle just to have, so that you own it, so that you're owning all your social media or your online real estate. So go ahead and do that too. So with Gym Rat Republic, I know all of it's available. So I'm going to basically, I would go to Facebook, create a Facebook page, go to Instagram, create an Instagram account, go to Twitter, create a Twitter account, Google Plus, go to Gmail, create a Gmail for that clothing line. I'm not going to go over those because I assume most of you already know how to do that. If not, let me know and I could make a video about it, or just simply a Google search will solve your answer. But in the case of this video, I chose the name Revolt Club. So I'm going to show you what it looks like when names are taken already. So Revolt Club, as you can see, the Facebook is taken, the Twitter, this is still loading. Sometimes this thing can take a while to load. Let me just refresh the whole page. Oops, don't put the .com, but Revolt Club. So as you can see, revoltclub.com is taken because I've already got that domain. The Facebook is taken because I took it. The Instagram is taken. The Blogger, I'm not sure what that is. The Twitter is, it's actually taken, but it just shows it like that. Sometimes I'll show it differently, but if it looks like this, it's certainly taken. So once you get all your social media platforms, it's pretty easy. That's good. Next, I'm going to show you how to get a domain name. So if you want this to be completely free, you don't have to buy a domain name because you can have your domain name through Shopify, but I don't recommend doing it that way because let's say Revolt Club, I make this brand and I build it up on Shopify. My website URL would be revoltclub.myshopify.com, and that just doesn't look professional. Definitely from my perspective too, if I saw your brand and it had the myshopify.com, I'd immediately think that it's not really that legit, that it's pretty amateur. So the key here is you want to look really professional in what you're doing. You want to make it seem like you know, or that your brand is something of value. So definitely you're going to want to buy a domain. I highly recommend it. You don't have to, but you should. So the way you can buy your domain name is through this website called Namecheap. So namecheap.com, also be in the description. This is where you can get your domain names. There's a lot of other services out there that let you grab your domains, such as GoDaddy and Google, and even through Shopify, you can just grab a domain name through there. But Namecheap is the cheapest way that I found, hence the name. And it has very simple integration with Shopify, which I'll show you how to do. And it's basically how I buy all my domain names is through Namecheap. So when you want to find your domain, it's just a simple search of that domain name. So like before we said gymratrepublic.com. So as you can see, the .com is available, and in fact, all of these are available. So most of the time when you do your first search, a lot of things will be taken, depending on how like literal your name can be. If it's like a completely made up word, then you're probably good to go. But if it's like gym apparel, most likely gymapparel.com is not taken, or is not available, and it is taken. But in this case, Gym Rat Republic is available. So as you can see, the .com is here for $10. Most of the times they have a sale where it goes on for $8. But even through other websites like GoDaddy and Google, it'll cost you from $12 to $13 to get a .com. So Namecheap is obviously the cheaper way to go. If you can't grab your .com, you can also go with a .co. I definitely would recommend a .com over a .co. If you can't get a .co and you can't get a .com, you can go with a .net, but that's kind of like a last resort. I don't really recommend a .net, and I do not recommend at all, anything else here. .store, .club, .tech, you don't want any of that. So number one, you'd want a .com, and number two, you'd go with a .co. But the reason why I say .com over .co is because when you tell someone your brand, so let's say you tell someone, oh, my clothing line is Gym Rat Republic. If you just tell them that it's Gym Rat Republic and check out your website, they're going to probably think your website is gymratrepublic.com. Most people will think that a website ends with a .com because that's kind of how most websites end in. Not all big websites end with a .com, but what most people know of a website is it ending in a .com. So just for the sake of that, you'd want to go with a .com. You can also go with a .co, like I said, not a big deal. .co and .com are both fine in terms of search engine ranking, but .com I would buy a .com over .co, like no questions asked. So let me show you what it looks like when a website is already taken. So revoltclub.com, as you can see, is taken because I've already bought it. So buying your domain is pretty simple. You're just going to sign up or sign in if you visited this site before, and add it to cart and pay one-time fee or for 1 year, $10, which is like less than $1 a month, so that's nothing. So you're going to go ahead and do that. Once you got all your online real estate, we're going to go over the designs. So I personally do my own designs. So I've had a number of clothing lines, and on all of them I've done all the designs myself. If you're not really that artistic, or you just don't really know how to use Photoshop or Illustrator, things like that, there's this website called Fiverr, Fiverr, where you can pay people $5 to do something for you. So it can either be like designing a shirt, you can have people do animations, you can have people write stuff for your blogs. This website, there's another website like this called Upwork.com, but I don't really use it that much. I usually use Fiverr for other things, not really for t-shirt designs. But it's a great place for finding people to design your shirts, and everything on this website is $5, hence the name Fiverr. So yeah, just go ahead, and if you need to get a design online, just go ahead and pick any kind of design that you want. Follow the guidelines. So let's say we check out this one. This person says they'll do a trendy t-shirt design within 24 hours. So that's pretty quick. Basically, just go over what each seller wants from you, what they're going to give you. A transparent PNG file is what you're looking for. So PNG file is what you're going to need when it comes to using Printful in your Shopify store to create your shirts. So PNG file is what you're going to need. Once you have your designs ready to go, we're going to go over starting your website with Shopify. So I've been able to work out a deal with Shopify. If you use the link in the description, you'll get your first 2 weeks on the platform for free. You'll be prompted to a page like this where it'll say try Shopify free for 14 days. Excuse me. You're just going to put in your email, get started, and it's going to take you through a series of short startup. Nothing too crazy. You're not going to ask for your credit card information or anything. It's all free. And once you go through the setup, you'll come up to a page like this. So this is basically your Shopify dashboard. So when you start getting sales, it'll tell you your number of sales for the day, your number of visitors. It'll give you your stats here with your sales for the month. It'll give you all sorts of information on where your traffic's coming from. It's very cool. It's got a lot of cool things that it'll show you everything in here. But in Shopify, I'm not going to go too in depth with all the little stuff in here. I'm just going to go over the basics of what you need to know. So as you can see here, like where your orders would be, your products are here. So as you can see, we don't have any products in our store yet, but I'll go ahead and show you how to do that. We have our online store. So here is where your online store would be, so where you can customize your store. So usually by default it'll be the debut theme. You can either visit the theme store and purchase special themes, or you can even just check out free themes. I recommend just starting off with the basic free theme in the beginning. Later on, maybe if your brand is taking off and you want to do a redesign, go ahead and purchase a different theme. But for the time being, free theme is a good way to go. So for this video, I'm using the Brooklyn theme. It's a pretty popular theme for Shopify users. So as you can see, I would just hit install and it would come up here, and I just hit publish theme, and I've already done that, and I have my theme right here. So if I just go ahead and show you customized theme. For every theme, the settings are going to be different, but for the most part, it's going to be pretty straightforward. Like your sidebar menu, your header. So I designed this logo already, and I've put it up here. So once again, you can either design your own logos, or you can have someone do it through Fiverr. In this case, I designed this logo, and I put it up for the header. Slideshow. So basically just this image that I have right here. I'm going to show you how you can get images for free. So definitely you never want to get an image from Google and put that on your website. You never want to do that. That's copyright. You want to get a stock image. So mostly there's websites like shutterstock.com where you can select from hundreds of different stock photos, but you have to pay. There are websites like pixels.com. This will also be in the description of the video, where you can get free stock images. So all these images right here, you can grab, download, and use for free to your liking. So that's really cool. So once again, we said our brand image was, revolting against society. So let's say like graffiti work. So a graffiti wall, as you can see, there's that image that we had already. Tons of images to choose from. A lot of these really cool. This is a really cool one right here. So you would just hit download, and it would just come up here. Right click, you can either save it or you can just drag it straight to your desktop. So this image right here is free for anyone to use and will not get copyrighted. So that's what you want to do. You want to get stock photos. You do not want to grab photos from Google. That's a big no-no. So in this case, I've gone with this image right here. So I'm just going to go with that. So now that we've gone over the Shopify startup, I'm going to show you how to basically create your shirts. Finally, the main thing to all of this is our shirts. So in Shopify, if we go all the way back, let's just go back to the home screen. In Shopify, down here you have your apps. So here you can check out the App Store by clicking here. Tons of apps to choose from here. You can do apps like shipping stuff. You can do email pop-ups, SEO optimizers. A lot of crazy stuff here. Might be a little overwhelming if this is your first time kind of seeing this stuff, but once you start to get the hang of how Shopify works and everything, you'll start to realize that these apps are really helpful. Specific ones in doing specific tasks for your store, like automating customer service stuff and things like that. But in this case, the main store that we want, or the main app that we want to focus on, is Printful. So it's right here. So here's Printful. It's free to install. Pricing is custom. We'll go over what they mean by that in a sec. But it's basically free to use. So you would just hit get here, and it would connect everything. So I already have the app installed here, and I'm going to go ahead and show you what that looks like. Okay, so now that we created our account with Printful, you'll be prompted to a screen that looks like this. This is basically where everything happens. So we're going to go ahead and add our first product. So I've already came up with a design right. Oh, oops. I already came up with a design right here. Just a simple design, nothing crazy. But I've already saved the PNG to put on our shirt. I'm going to create a black shirt for the first batch of shirts that I'm going to be creating. So to do that, all I'm going to do is hit add product, and from here you can choose from anything from leggings, skirts, dresses, socks, iPhone cases, hats, um, pillows, mug, wall art, all over shirts and clothing and apparel. So we're going to go with clothing and apparel, and then we have a large selection here. So we're going to start with the basic and go with a t-shirt. Then you have many shirts to choose from. If you just want to go with it, it all depends here on what you want. What do you want your store to have? Do you want to have really high quality shirts? Do you want to have average shirts? And so when Printful earlier said that the price was custom, the pricing was in here, why it meant custom. So when it comes to printing on demand, profit margins are going to be a little less, but they're like this because you're paying Printful for the work they're doing for you. So you don't have to hold any inventory, you don't have to ship anything on your behalf. So that's basically what you're paying for. So yeah, like this shirt is $13. If you were to get it wholesale, then again, wholesale, you'd have to buy multiple shirts. So let's say you'd buy 100 shirts at like $6 or $7 each. Here at $13, it's for a print on demand service that ships for you. So it's pretty good. So all these are pretty much popular shirts you can choose from. One of my favorites is actually, where is it? The Next Level shirts right here. So I usually go with the Next Level shirt, but for the sake of this video, we're just going to go with the standard American Apparel one right here. It's the most popular. And then here you can go ahead and choose, what color you want your shirt to be. So we said a black shirt. So a black shirt, and then we're going to choose the file, upload their file, and where's our file? So we're going to upload our file, which is right there. You can barely see it because it's a PNG. We're going to hit choose, and there is our image. So I'm actually just going to make this a little bit bigger. Place it about right there, and I'm going to center it. And there we go. That's our shirt basically right there. Has an automatic mockup generator. We can also add a back print if we wanted to. That would cost us like an extra $2 to $3. Actually, no, even a back print. Sometimes they can be expensive. Sometimes they can be $7. But for this sake, we're just going to do a simple front print. We're going to just keep the sizes as it is. I'm actually going to take away the extra small. We're just going to keep small, medium, large, and extra large as standard. And we're going to go, you don't really have to do that. You can just choose all of them. You probably actually just want to choose all of them. And then we go to pricing. So here you can set the description for your shirts. So this American Apparel, this is like a description that's already created. So we probably don't want to write that. We'll write this Revolt Club t-shirt. I recommend going through this and customizing it to yourself. Don't use this. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to keep it as it is. But you ideally want to, you want to customize this to your store. So product title, we'll call this Revolt Club Original Tee. So we'll just call it that. So here our pricing is going to range from $14.85 to $7.85, depending on obviously those sizes. That's why at first I didn't put the extra small or the double XL or the triple XL, because the sizing is weird, or the pricing can get kind of funky. But all the way up to an extra large, the pricing would be. Let me show you. All the way up to an extra large, the pricing would be $14.85. It's here where the pricing starts to change. But so this retail price is at $25. So you can play around with the numbers. I would definitely recommend, let's say for this shirt we could do $23.99. So we would just make all of these $23.99, $23.99, $23.99, and then for the bigger shirts we'll just keep those as we'll just make it all $23.99. Okay, and then we could publish our product to our store just like that. So I would just hit submit to store and wait for it to load, and boom, everything will be generated. The files will be generated, the mockups will be generated. It may take a while, but once everything's on the store, basically you're ready to go. So let's go to our product page now. So now when we go to our product page, as you can see, Printful, the app has automatically put it into our Shopify store. So we have a Revolt Club Original Tee. We have all the sizing. We have the image of the shirt. We have our description, what it would look like in the search engine preview. So now we're going to go over shipping. So what you want to do with shipping. What I like to do basically would be like a $4.99 shipping in the US. If you're in the US, if you're international, I usually do around $8.99 to $9.99. So to change your shipping pricing, you would go to edit, and so in here you can see these are for different sizes. So don't track inventory because the inventory is pretty much unlimited. It's all through Printful. This product does require shipping. The weight, so as you can see, Shopify already puts in the weight for you of what the shirt is, which is really cool. So 4 ounces, 4.5. So this is pretty accurate with how much the shirt weighs, 5.3 ounces. So if you want to check your shipping, or if you want to change your shipping around, you would go to settings down here, and you go to shipping. So in shipping, you can see that they have your domestic and your rest of the world. So we're going to go to edit on domestic, and you can add your rates. So let's go ahead, and this is on do you want your rates to be based on price or weight? We're going to make our stuff based off of weight. So we're going to add the rate. So here, actually, let's go back to our product. So we know that this shirt, the smallest it can weigh is 4 ounces, and the largest it can weigh is 8 ounces. So through Printful, shipping an 8-ounce shirt would probably be in the US at least would probably be around $3. So if we charge $5, we can just get an extra $2 profit in there also. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go into shipping, and we're going to add a weight-based rate. We're going to go from first we'll call this standard shipping. Okay, so we're going to put in standard shipping, and we're going to go from 0 to, I've already checked it here, 8 ounces is half a pound. So we're going to do 0.5, half a pound. And our shipping amount is $4.99, and done. And at this point, you can continue to add different rates too. So if you were to say 0.51 to, let's say, 3 pounds would be $9.99. And we'll call this standard shipping as well. So you can add your rates like that. Pretty simple. Same process goes, and this is domestic, so we'll hit save. Same process goes for your international. You just do the same thing, but make this like $9.99 and this like $13.99 or something like that. So that's that right there. Then we're going to go back to our store. So here we can basically see what our collections will look like. So as you can see, our shirt's already here. It's not in a specific collection. What you want to do is create a collection for your store. So at the top here, you can see that we have home and catalog. I'm going to show you how to change that to like t-shirts or men's or women's, or change different menu styles. So when you go to online store, you're going to go into navigation. Here is where that home and that catalog is. So you're going to hit edit menu, and I'm going to change this catalog to, I'm going to show you how to do different menu styles. So you can do t-shirts, but let's say in this case we call it men's. For now, we don't have a specific collection. So I'm going to just save it as that, as men's. What you want to do is, now that you have that category, you want to create a category within your products. So when you go to the product page, go to collections, and you want to create a collection. We're going to make this t-shirts, and we're going to hit manually select products, and you could just save that collection. So t-shirts. So now that we go back to our navigation and menu, men's is our drop-down menu. So I'm actually going to show you, let me open this in a new tab. I'm going to show you what our store looks like now that we've created that men's tab. So now that we created that men's tab, you can see that right here it says men's. But let's say you want a drop-down menu from men's to t-shirts, because when you want to add more clothing, maybe you want to add sweatshirts, or you want to add tank tops. You can have under men's have t-shirts, tank tops, sweatshirts. So the way to do that is over here on the sets and say menus, you're going to hit add menu. You're going to name it the name of what you want what the drop down is. So in this case, it's men's, and we're going to type here t-shirts, and we're going to hit homepage, collection, and the collection that we made earlier, t-shirts, and we're going to save the menu. So now if we go back to our store, refresh the page, this is what it looks like now. As you can see, there's an arrow. So under men's, I just hover my mouse over and we have t-shirts. I click on t-shirts, and there are no products in this collection because we haven't added the product yet. So to add the product, you're going to want to go back to your product page, click on your product. On the side here, you'll see it says collections. Add it to t-shirts. It will come up right there. You can still have it in your home page. And we're going to hit save. And now if we, just go back to home, and we go to men's, t-shirts, and boom, there you go, $23.99. It's all right here. Extra small, small, medium, large, all that. Add to cart, simple checkout. All of that is here. It's all integrated already for you beautifully. You do not have to have any idea of coding or anything. As you can see, taxes, so the tax rates are in there too. You can take those out by, I recommend just keeping them in, but you can take those out by going to settings and taxes, and you can include taxes in your price or take them out or do whatever you want. I'm not going to go too in depth with how to really use Shopify. I'll say that for another day, but basically, it's pretty simple. Just go through it. You'll start to understand it. But yeah, that's basically how you start a clothing line with no money. Now I'm going to show you how to route your domains, actually. So I had bought the domain name Revolt Club. So when I go to domains, as you can see, I've already routed it, but usually nothing will be here. You click it'd either say create new domain or it would say connect existing domain. You click that, it'll tell you what your domain is. I typed in revoltclub.com, and then it gives you instructions on what to do. And these are those instructions I'm going to show you right now. So you're going to want to sign into your Namecheap account. Go to your domain list. In your domain list, I'm blocking this out right now because I have all my domains in here. You're going to want to click on Manage on the side here. So go ahead and click on Manage. And then you're going to want to go to Advanced DNS right here. All right, so you're going to want to go to Advanced DNS. In here, you will not have this. I'm actually going to delete this just to show you what it looks like. Over here, it'll say something else, but what you're going to do is you're going to go to your CNAME record and you're going to name this exactly what the name of your Shopify store is. So here my store name is revolt-club-store.myshopify.com. I'm going to take that and I'm going to add it into the CNAME record. You're just going to change that. These two will already exist here, but this will be something else. You're going to change this to your My Shopify URL, keep it at 30 minutes, and hit check. And then what you're going to do is add a new record, and you're going to add a new A record. For the host, you're going to put @ like the @ symbol, and the IP address is this IP address right here. It'll come up in Shopify will tell you when you first type in your domain name for the instructions on how to do it. It'll give you this right here. If it doesn't, this is the Shopify's IP address. That's what you use. And then put it to automatic and hit check, and that's it. You're basically, now when I go to revoltclub.com, this will come up. I'm not sure. Usually it takes a while. It'll take roughly, it could take a couple hours. It could even take like 10 minutes. But sometimes it'll take a while. Let's see in this case. Yeah. So this is what the website looks like right now. You'll be prompted to a password page. You can take the password off your store. As you can see, it tells you right here that your store is password protected. The way you do that is you go to the online store tab, you go to preferences, and you scroll down to password page, and you can uncheck this. It always just gives you a random password, but let me just show you if you even were to have a password. When you uncheck this, you have to pick a plan. So at this point, when you want to launch your store officially, to be able to do transactions and for people to be able to buy items from your website, you have to start the plan. So to initially start Shopify, like to build your website, to build these clothes, to build up your inventory, this is all free, and you have 2 weeks to do it. When it comes to wanting to actually sell is when you're going to have to pick a plan to host everything. So $29.99 is the plan that most people start off with. As your brand grows, you'd probably want to look into this one right here. This one's a little useless unless if you have over like 15 people working for you. But basically, most people are all going to start off with this. That's what I started off with. So go ahead and do that when you want to actually launch your store. So now I'm going to show you what your store would look like if you enter with a password. So here's my website. So as you can see, I haven't done much with it. I would obviously change all of this. I would change the text, and you can do that all easily through Shopify's online store builder, which I've showed you earlier. Through here, customize theme, you can change all of that. But yeah, so everything is working functional. Everything's great. At this point, someone can go and buy this shirt. That's pretty much it. In terms of making your website look cleaner, you can take out the Powered by Shopify too. A lot of people don't really know about that, and a lot of stores will actually just keep this. And I think if you take it out, it'll look a little more professional. The way to take it out, you'll need to be running a plan on your store to be able to do it. But to take that out, you'd want to go to your theme here, and up here you want to click on these three little dots, and you want to hit Edit Language. When you hit Edit Language, you want to search Powered. So search Powered and click it, and it would be here, Powered by Shopify. So you just hit that, press the space, and save it. So now if we refresh the page, as you can see, Powered by Shopify is gone. So I think earlier I might have mentioned that you'd have to pay for it to go away. What I meant is basically that no one's going to really see your website like this until you start paying. But there you go, Powered by Shopify is gone. So that's that. Now I'm going to go over how to basically create an emotional attachment and how to grow your brand through social media. All right, so here we're going to go over how to create an emotional attachment through social media. So you're going to want to have a message in social media. Basically, that's how you get people to get attached to your brand. So one way that you can grow your social media, and Instagram specifically, would be to use a service called Instagress. So Instagress.com is one of my favorite go-tos. The first 3 days are free. What this does is it'll like, comment, follow, and unfollow people on Instagram for you automatically. So sure, you can go out there and buy followers, but fake followers don't really mean anything because they're not real people and they're not going to really interact with your brand. So what you want is organic followers. So the way to grow a brand organically through Instagram is to obviously like other people's stuff, to comment other people's stuff, to follow people and occasionally unfollow people. You can do that yourself, but there's only so much time that you can spend doing that on your phone or on your computer or whatever, or a tablet, whatever you decide to use. There's only so much time you could do that. So Instagress automates that for you. The whole point of this store is to make it the least amount of effort on your end, so you can just focus on promoting it. You don't have to really focus on, like earlier, fulfilling orders and things like that. So just commenting and liking other people's posts is just one other thing to worry about. So this will automate it for you. And the automation process is pretty incredible. So here I've signed into Revolt Club. You just sign in with your Instagram username and your password. Don't worry, they don't hack you or anything. But when you do start running Instagress, you're advised not to really interact on your Instagram account. You can upload images, but don't comment and don't like and don't follow other people if you already have these set, because it will just add on to Instagram's daily limit of you allowing to do things like that. And when you exceed limit amounts, that's when your account can get banned. So for this case, let's say I want to like, comment, follow, and I want to unfollow. I want to do all of them. So targeting. So here, who are you targeting? We're going to target based off hashtags, and yeah, we're going to target based off hashtags. And let's say location. So based off location, we're going to do let's say we're going to do Los Angeles. So we're going to do that and add. So now we're targeting people in Los Angeles, and we're targeting people based off hashtags. So what hashtags? So over here are where the tags are at. All of these are kind of presets here. I don't like how they do this, but I'm just going to exit all of these. So our brand Revolt Club is based off of revolting and anarchy and things like that. So we're going to add, let's say, you can even enter a list of hashtags, or let me just show you, anarchy, and enter, as you can see, all of these based on anarchy and how many posts are related to it. So anarchy, we'll do that, almost 500,000. Anarchy alliance is cool. We can also look up things like revolting. Let's try revolt. So revolt is cool. Let's do maybe like clothing here is a big one. Maybe like fashion. Fashion's a big one. Let's just go with those. Obviously, you want to go through a ton of these. You want to get very, very niche specific. I can't stress that enough. Get very specific with your niche. If, like, let's say you're in the fitness niche, you're going to want to do maybe hashtag gym rat, gym, workout, grind, a lot of things. Just come up with a lot of different niche related hashtags. And we're going to hit add. And if you're not really sure what hashtags to choose, you can always do a simple Google search. Let's say your niche is cooking and you want to make cooking t-shirts. Just look up cooking hashtags in Google. Let's actually just go ahead and do that. Or cooking hashtag. See, chances are it's been searched before. So cooking hashtags. So we can go ahead and find some of these. So some of these are in English, but let's say these right here. I like these. So let's say I would just copy those, and I would go back into Instagram, and I could hit add, and I could hit list of hashtags, and I would just simply paste all of those there, hit add, and boom, they're all here. So this doesn't make sense for us that we just put in food into our anarchy and revolting clothing line, but that was just to give you an idea. So you can also follow people based off usernames. So let's say or you can do it so that you can target people that are following certain people. So let's say you're doing fitness and you want to target people following The Rock. The Rock has a crazy following. So you would target The Rock and Adam, and now Instagram is going to go through and not only find people through this hashtag and through our location, LA, that we've picked, or any other location that you want, but it'll also go through all the users that follow The Rock. So this is very powerful. You can also blacklist things, so you can add things where you don't want to target at all. So let's say by accident, you're in LA, but you don't want to target a specific person in LA, but you're not sure if your Instagram will target them, you could add them as a blacklist. So you would just add that there, or keywords or even hashtags that you don't want to associate with at all. You can add those as blacklists. Usually you don't really need to blacklist anything unless if you're really trying to hide something from someone. And then auto stop is when the timer would automatically stop if no activity. I usually just set it to 3 days. I know it says too long, but I usually just set it to 3 days. So follow and unfollow cycle. So we had it set to follow and to unfollow people. So what that means is it's going to be here in your follow cycle. So I recommend a follow cycle of 1,000 and unfollow cycle of 1,000. So what this means is that it's going to follow 1,000 people, and once it's done following 1,000 people, it will then unfollow 1,000 people. So you can do other things here too. So don't follow same users. So let's say you followed someone, then unfollow them. Maybe you don't want to follow them back because you've already done it before. You probably don't want to do that. Maybe don't follow private users. This is up to you. Generally, if somebody is private, that means that their account is really personal and they might not care to be interested in your brand. So you can check that. But then again, it all depends. So I'm just going to keep it unchecked here. Here we can unfollow people who don't follow me. Definitely, we're just going to unfollow the ones that don't follow us back. Unfollow source, just set that to Instagram. And then speed here. If your account is new, you're definitely going to want to start slow. Can't stress this enough. If you just made this account, you might not even want to use Instagram for the first couple days. Running automation on account is good if it's a couple months old, but I've ran Instagram on accounts that are brand new on slow, and I've been fine. So what you want to do is you want to start slow, and then maybe a couple weeks after you can go to normal, and then maybe like a month after that you can start going fast and start blasting really fast. And if you're on normal or fast and you're pushing out content, I'd say content daily,
you can, and it's quality content. You can have a roughly around like 30 to 100. It depends on what your content is. If it's high quality, how often you're posting. Ideally, you want to post at least once a day. You can even post 2 to 3 times a day in the beginning, but once a day is what you want to go for. When you're consistent with your posting and you're posting high quality content, you can get within like 30 to 100, mostly around like 50 for sure followers a day organically. So you can do the math and kind of estimate where you'll be with months or weeks to come. So that's really cool. When you have your account automated like this, you can kind of guesstimate where your following is going to be like a month from now, 2 months from now. You can maybe, if you have like 1,000 followers now, you can, at that rate, you would know that you would have like 3,000 to 4,000 followers in the next month. So it's really cool. You can kind of automate everything through this, and that's pretty much it on Instagress's end. I can go ahead and now show you how you want to structure your Instagram page for your clothing line.
Alright guys, so now I'm going to walk you through how to set up your Instagram account, basically to how to make it look professional. So as you can see over here, I have Revolt Club. I've already put the logo up on top. And now I'm going to show you how to set up your bio, how it should be set to. So what you want to do is go into the notes section of your phone. Here is where we're going to basically type the description of our clothing line. So what I like to do is use these X's. We could say lifestyle apparel. So we're a lifestyle apparel brand. We are based in LA. And then what you can do is put these arrows and say shop now. So obviously you'd want to customize this to what your store represents, but this is basically the basic format of what we're going to want to do. We're going to go ahead and select all and copy that, and we're going to go back to our Instagram account here, and we're going to go to edit profile. We're going to go to our bio, and we're just going to simply paste bio. Simply paste what we just made in our notes. And the only reason why you have to paste and do it in your notes is because if you do it through Instagram's standard stuff, it won't let you like stack them like this, so it'll just be one long line. So you could do that. And then shop now is pointing down to what our website would be. And in this case, we had bought that domain name, revoltclub.com. Hit done, and boom. Sorry if you can't really see. There we go. Shop now. This is what it would look like. Then here on, we would just start uploading our images, maybe mock-ups of our apparel, or we can even upload free stock images through pixels that we went over and things like that. And as you can see, when we go on our website, it would come up with that password page here, as you can see. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope that this helped you out in some way. This is basically how you can start a clothing line with little to no money. The only time when it will cost you money is, one, if you buy the domain name for $10 for the first year, $10 every year, but the initial $10, and then $30 to open up your store. So for $40, you can basically start selling your own apparel line online and look as professional as the next big company that's doing it. So that's basically how you do it. And this Instagram page will obviously be automated through Instagram, so that's how we're going to get our following and our customer base through that process. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope this brought some sort of value to you. If you want me to go more in depth with stuff like this, you can email me or leave a comment below and let me know what you want to see next in terms of maybe opening different online stores. I'm gonna make some videos on drop shipping and even affiliate marketing, so stay tuned for those, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.